This was my front split at 22 years old, after 6 months of training. Now I am 26, and my front split looks like this. In this video, I will show you step by step how to get the front split. It wasn't always like this. My knee was actually in this pain when they took this picture. I felt really sad, to be honest. It took 2 years to go down into a front split, but it takes time to master. I am still on the way to mastering it, and in this video we will cover these points so that you are able to get your front split. If you want a front split complete course, check the link in the description. Let's move on. The first point is the hamstrings, which is the front leg. We need to stretch the back muscles of the leg, and these are the hamstrings. This is the front leg in a front split. It's not that confusing. To get the front split minimum, you will need a standing forward fold. The minimum is that with your hands, you need to be able to touch the floor. For the strategy, you will be bending and extending the knees for 10 reps. You will be able to fold your back also, as I am showing in the video. You will do 10 reps extending and bending those legs. After your 10 reps, you can bend again your legs and hold there for 20 seconds. After you are done with those 20 seconds, you can extend the knees and you should be able to go deeper. You should be able to touch the floor with enough practice. The next exercise is the elevated one leg pike. For this stretch, you will be stretching one leg at a time, similar to the front split. You can do it with elevation, or you can do it without an elevation, as I am showing. It's important to do this stretch keeping a back straight, because this is kind of the same flexibility that we will be using for the front split. You can do 10 dynamic reps, and then you can hold for 8 deep breaths, a PNF contraction of 10 seconds where you push with your heel to contract those hamstrings. Then you relax and do 8 breaths. And these are some exercises, but there are many more. I will show more in my programs and in my YouTube videos. The next point is about the hip flexors, which is the back leg in a front split. This is the most important leg in a front split. Hip flexors mean iliopsoas muscles and quadriceps muscles. These are the main muscles that we are stretching. As a rule of thumb, we should do 2 hip flexor exercises per 1 hamstring exercise. You can do the quadriceps on the wall for 8 breaths, a PNF contraction of 10 seconds, and 8 breaths. Your goal should be to keep an upright back and to touch your glute with your foot, as I am showing. The next 2 exercises are about hip flexors, which are the long lunge and the low lunge. I think these 2 are the best hip flexor exercises. You can do some dynamic reps, about 10 dynamic reps, and then you can hold these stretches. For the long lunge, you can hold at the top for 20 seconds, and then you can come down into a long lunge and hold the stretch there for 20 seconds. This is just an example. And these are just some exercises, and there are many more hip flexor exercises. Now we are going to talk about the half splits. These are stretches for both legs. Generally, in this type of stretches, the back leg is completely straight and the front leg is a little bit bent. You can do the low lunge with the back leg completely straight and gradually be stretching the front leg until you get into a front split. These are just some examples, and there are many more exercises. The next point is about the adductors and the glutes. We don't use these muscles that much on a front split, and you can get away without stretching these, but it is very important. I made the mistake of not stretching these muscles, and I was in pain, to be honest. So I don't want you to go through that. So the exercise that you can do is the 90-90. In this exercise, you can focus on the middle part, on spreading those legs in the middle part. And you can do 10 dynamic reps. And with that, I think it's enough for a front split workout, but I would recommend you to have an adductors stretching routine. The final point is the front split. You have to do the front split. Once your body is warmed up, you can do the front split. I really recommend you to use some yoga blocks. These will be your best friends during your front split journey. You can use the yoga blocks to just as a support to your hands, and also you can even use them and put them below your hips just to rest your body so it is not as painful. You can use one block, or you can even use two blocks, depending on what height your body needs. Also, there is a strategy that you can use the low lunge with the front leg almost straight, and you can progressively stretch until you can go down to a front split. Then you come down to the blocks strategy. You can use two blocks or one block depending. And also, I really recommend you to be using PNF contractions to do 8 deep breaths, and then your PNF contraction of 10 seconds, and after your PNF contraction, you should be able to go deeper. That's everything for this video. I hope you find this really useful on your front split journey and that it helps you to really improve your front split. And remember, the deeper you breathe, the deeper you stretch.